Well, hello brothers and sisters, and welcome to Mission Zero. This is going to be episode 9 of Flashback Friday, so happy Friday. In honor of the No Small Creator movement, I wanted to try something a little bit different today, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is sort of the nature of what it means to be inhabited by a spirit of evil, but it's not terribly conducive to do that here, so I'm going to go somewhere a little more peaceful. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was kind of dark, and so I wanted to come somewhere that was a little more conducive than my office or where I normally record. And so I came to a place that is probably my biggest peace in the city of Dallas, and that is the park. Beautiful, isn't it? It's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Texas today. I think I'm going to start using Celsius because there at least I can say it's 38, and unless you know Celsius, that sounds like it might be cooler. What I wanted to talk about today is a story out of Matthew chapter 16. And to give preface to this story, so Jesus is walking with the disciples and he's telling them that he's about to have to go to Jerusalem and he's going to have to suffer beatings and some bad things are going to happen. And Peter steps forward and says, "Lord, don't say that. God forbid these things should happen to you." And Jesus responds with probably the harshest thing one human being can say to another. He says, "Get thee behind me, Satan, for thou art an offense to me. You savor the things of man, not the things of God." Wow, mind-blowingly harsh, right? Who amongst us wouldn't, if your friend, your best friend of years, starts talking about how they're going to go somewhere and get beaten, who wouldn't step forward and say, "Hey man, don't talk like that. That's not going to happen"? The problem with Matthew is the entire book of Matthew was written to prove that Jesus was the Messiah, that Jesus was the Christ. And so he didn't need to expound on that story any, because he was writing to Jews, and Jews love nothing more than to feel condemnation. But Jesus was not talking to Peter. Hear me, please. He was not at all talking to Peter when he said this. He was not calling Peter Satan. And I know you've heard that taught, and people have said that. Don't listen to those people. Disregard that. It's utter nonsense. What Jesus was responding to was glossolalia. He was responding to something that Peter had said that was not what he, Jesus, heard. What Peter said was, "I love you, and this does not have to happen to you." What Jesus heard was, "You have the power to stop that from happening to you." What he heard was temptation. The Satan he was talking about was not external. What he was talking about was the internal voice of temptation. Jesus wasn't talking to Peter. Jesus was talking to Jesus, because he's been teaching for 3 years, and he knows, like you and I know, people aren't getting it. He's been trying to preach the kingdom and how people should live in harmony and unity and peace, and people are not getting it. How great must the temptation have been to say, "You know what? No, not going to Jerusalem. I'm not going to take this fate. I'm going to stay on earth and I'm going to teach these people if it takes another 1,200 years. The fundamental power of this story out of Matthew 16 is that even Jesus was tempted to step away from the destiny he was called to. And so what practical use is that to you? Why does that matter to you, particularly if you're not a Christian and you don't care about any of this hokey religion stuff? It's because that story illustrates something. You have something unique and powerful inside of you, and you were born to share that with the world, right? This is what the No Small Creators movement is about, is all of us have a different voice, and that we should be dedicated to voicing that, right? What better place than social media to distribute our uniqueness to the world so that the world can learn from us and we can learn from the world? Because let me tell you, brothers and sisters, The entire population of Earth needs the uniqueness that's inside of you. We need to learn from you, and you need to learn from us. Your destiny is to boldly show the world who you are. And so as you enter into this weekend, that is my appeal to you. Whatever it is inside of you, whatever's been blocking it, whatever's been holding you back, be it money or, I just need to get this one thing done at work, or I just need to get a different job, or I need to live in a different place, or I'm just fearful. Whatever it is, man, just let it go. The rest of us are out here and we need your point of view. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it there. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like, give me some comments, share it if you enjoyed it so other people can enjoy it. Please, in the comments, let me know if you liked the new format and trying to get a little more cinematography in here. And I will be back next week on Wednesday with a new Word with Friends, next Thursday with a new blog post. I'll put a link in the description for yesterday's blog post in case you haven't read it. And next Friday, I'll be back with another Flashback Friday. I love you and God bless you, and may God pour out blessings upon you. And from my deepest heart, I love you. Peace out.